There's a Stoic concept that derives from Stoic philosophy, obviously, that is called premeditatio malorum. Now, I bring this to you today because I was thinking about a quote, and the quote is, "It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war." And this very quote pertains to the concept of premeditatio malorum and its value when implemented properly in our lives. Premeditatio malorum translates from Latin into English, meaning expect the worst or prepare for the worst. This is a practice that the Stoics used to do continually, and they used to consciously practice this because they knew that being prepared for the worst means that they were able to pretty much handle any situation that life would throw at them. When we expect and prepare for the best, then we're not arming ourselves adequately against the possibilities of the world. The world can be a harsh, brutal, and dangerous place, and we need to be prepared for those dangers because they are coming. A lot of people think it's a matter of if bad things happen to them. I'm here to tell you, and the Stoics would tell you, it's a matter of when. Misfortune is going to strike you. Failure is going to strike you. Rejection is something you're going to experience. But it's how you respond to that that determines the kind of individual you are and will determine the kind of success you will go on to have in your life. If you're not able to bounce back from setbacks, if you're not able to overcome obstacles, you're just not prepared for life, because life is composed of obstacles and setbacks. It really is. It's an unavoidable aspect of existence. And so there's no point trying to run away from it. There's no point trying to postpone the eventuality of its occurrence. What we need to do is we need to expect it as if it's coming for us head on. This is almost the same approach that they have to death. They try and live each day, and obviously this isn't practical fully, but they try and live each day as much as they can as if it was the last day they had, because this reinforces urgency, it reinforces mindfulness and awareness of what is truly important in life, more than what is frivolous or trivial. And so I bring this to you because expecting the worst almost gives you a superpower, because when you expect the worst, you prepare for the worst, and when you are forearmed, you are forewarned. It's the individuals who do not prepare themselves for this eventuality, for setback, for struggle, for suffering. Those are the very people who get wrecked when these things happen to them. Sometimes they can't recover, and you don't want to be one of those individuals, I promise you, because we're all going to go through hard stuff in life, but if you have the inner strength to be able to navigate that situation, then it can actually make you better. But if you're weak to begin with, it's just going to crush you. And I think you need to hear that. Expecting the worst is not only preparing yourself, but it's conditioning yourself to be grateful when something good does happen. Because if we're constantly expecting the worst or preparing for the worst, I think expecting the worst is not as optimal as preparing for the worst, because when we expect something to happen, we're almost conditioning our body and our physiology and our mind for that eventuality. I mean, don't get me wrong, bad things are going to happen to us, but should we really be so expectant of them? No, we should be expectant of hard things and good things, easy things and difficulties, joy and sorrow. We should be expected of all that comes in life. And we are expected to rise to whatever comes, because this is life. And we have to rise to the level of the challenges we are facing. And so, in some sense, you're only as good as what you've been through. I used to look at my past struggles. I had a bit of a traumatic childhood. I don't go on about it too much, or I don't think it had a massive impact in my life, but it certainly impacted me. And I certainly did have somewhat of a traumatic childhood. And maybe I'll talk about that more one day when I'm more comfortable and confident to articulate what I have been able to take away from it and the gravity of it as well. But I used to see it as a weakness. I used to see it as something that had harmed me in some way. But Marcus Aurelius reminded me in his meditations that if you remove the judgment that you have been harmed, then you remove the harm. And so I realized that the harm that I was experiencing as a result of this trauma that I'd had in the past, or, you know, the obstacles that I've faced, the setbacks that I've had to overcome, you know, my life hasn't been easy, but I'm sure many people have had more difficult lives than me. And so there's no excuse for me to not overcome what I've been through. But there's also no repentance or redemption in me constantly pinpointing these occurrences that have happened to me as the reason why I am not where I want to be, or the reason why I am weak, or the reason for this and that. That was my attitude when I was 14, 15 years old, and I was just taking the anger that I had pent up within me because I felt like a victim of my life. I was taking that out on the people that were actually closest to me, and that was not only hurting them, but it was hurting me tremendously. And I knew I needed to change something. I knew I needed to transmute my experiences into power, strength, and wisdom. And that's what I think I've been able to do. Nowadays, when I think about my setbacks, my obstacles, my journey, the trials and tribulations that I've overcome and endured, it's a testament to how strong I am. It's a testament to my character. And the thing is, would I really know what I'm made of if I hadn't have been through that? Would I have learned the lessons that I now have learned? Would I be the person that I am right now? I don't think so. And so we are quite literally a product of our suffering. And suffering has a magical, an almost magical and mystical and miraculous ability to change us, to change the way we approach life, to make us stronger, to make us more knowledgeable and more wise. And so don't look upon your suffering or hard times as if they are something that we must avoid, or something that is terrible for us, or something that we are not made to experience. We are made to experience it. Humans are very resilient creatures, and the truth is, you don't know the limit to your resilience until it has been tested. And so all of your suffering, all the hard times you've been through, they are carving you into the person you need to become. They are carving you into a person who does perceive, who is indefatigable, who is resilient, and who is determined. They build you into an individual who has proven to themselves what they are capable of overcoming, which makes them far more confident at overcoming anything that comes in the future. And so, prepare for the worst. You need to prepare for the worst, because what if the worst happens and it catches you off guard? It could destroy you, literally. It could wreck you. It could leave you absolutely devastated. And so this is why you need to be strong, because then you can endure life. Then you can endure the hardships of life and not make things worse for the people around you, or not be completely wiped out as a result of your own weakness and unpreparedness for the inevitability of hardship. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and turn notifications on so that you never miss another video like this, and share this video with someone you think might benefit from this message. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.